that we think that if we can just keep running fast enough so that we only experience the seeming positive side of the 8 worldly dharmas, and we avoid all the unpleasant side of the 8 worldly dharmas, that will give us a happy, fulfilled life. And our society encourages that. You know, somehow, if we experience loss and criticism and a bad reputation or pain in any form, somehow we have failed. That somehow we haven't managed to juggle the pieces well enough. Because if we were successful, a person who is successful only gains, only has praise lavished on them. Everybody thinks they're great, everybody writes only good things, and they experience endless pleasure. That is a successful life. And in that scenario, we would naturally have enduring happiness. But it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. And you can see that if any of you know people who are, you know, prominent personalities or very wealthy people or people who are very famous, they're not happier than anybody else. And in fact, often they end up alcoholics. Now, if anyone ends up an alcoholic, it means something is not right in their life, doesn't it? Otherwise, why would you want to drown it out? So what we need to look at is this, you know, yes, we all think that, you know, gain and a good reputation and so forth are desirable things. Let's look at seeing if the other side is also desirable or could be used spiritually. In the heavens, as I said, everything goes well, everything is nice, everything is very easy, we don't have any challenges. And therefore, from a spiritual point of view, we become very flabby. Because there is nothing to challenge us to bring up any inner resources. On a physical plane, if we never exercise, then our body begins to become very slack and stiff and, as I say, very flabby. So what do? Well, we go to the gymnasium. And the gymnasium is filled with all these machines which are designed to thwart us, basically. They're designed to challenge our muscles. They're designed to stretch our muscles, to exercise our muscles, to stretch them, to use them in order that the muscles will become strong. Someone described, they said that life is the gymnasium of the soul. It's where we are challenged. From a Buddhist point of view, heaven is spiritually very unhelpful because we become very, very lax. You know, we only fed on sweetness, then we can't take anything. We don't know how to deal with adversity. On the other hand, in the lower realms, suffering is so unremitting that we are totally caught up in our own paranoia and have no time to think beyond our suffering. The human realm is regarded as ideal for spiritual practice because it has the combination of pleasure and pain. You got it? You see, life isn't unalloyed bliss. That's the advantage. Our advantage is that life can be very challenging, very difficult. We have a lot of opportunities to flex our spiritual muscles and become strong. Therefore, these worldly dharmas, like loss and criticism and so forth, which we would think would be something which would make our lives more difficult and unpleasant, actually can be the causes for us to gain a lot of inner strength, courage, and confidence. And often, as many people know, it's looking back on their lives, it was the difficult times when they really inwardly grew and transformed. Not during the easy times. The easy times you kind of swan along. But it's when the going gets tough that we have to, develop our inner resources to deal with these problems. And that's when we grow. In Buddhism, the Buddha would refer to us unenlightened beings as the childish. I mean, sometimes that's translated as the foolish, but it's not, doesn't really mean foolish. It just means the immature. And so we are here in this world to grow up. We naturally grow up and age outwardly, but many people stay 6 years old inwardly. They sometimes mask it, but the basic reactions are that of a child. Children don't know how to mask it, so they're very open and fresh. But for us as grown-ups, we're not grown up. We still have the same emotional reactions as a little baby has. And so we have to learn to grow up, to become genuinely adult. That's what the spiritual life is about. You become minpa. Min means to mature, like a fruit. When fruit is green, it's unripe, and then gradually it ripens and it becomes sweet and delicious and nourishing. That is called minpa. That means to be ripened. So we all have to ripen. Most of us die while we're still, unripe, green. We need to ripen and recognize our full potential. And for this, we need adversity. Because it's not that we have to go out and look for difficulties. Sit there, difficulties will come. But when they come, the important thing is not to think, this is something, it's difficult and it's unwelcome. Because this, in the Tibetan tradition especially, there is a whole series of teachings on what is called lojong, which means like mind training. And one of the important aspects is to recognize that the difficulties and challenges of our life are our greatest opportunities to develop, to grow up, to spiritually evolve. And so therefore, instead of fearing adversity, we can accept it.